Hello everyone, my name is Mara, and today's case is a very interesting one to say the least. It is about Rudolph Farias IV, who went missing from Houston, Texas in March of 2015. But just the other day, he actually was found. There is a lot more to this case, so make sure you stay tuned for the whole video. And just a quick reminder before I get started, that I always try to do the best research and get the most accurate information I can for every single case that I cover. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into today's case. Rudolph Gabriel Farias IV was born on October 1st of 1997 to his mom, Janie Santana, and his dad, Rudolph Farias III. In 2001, Rudy's older brother actually got into a really bad motorcycle accident and ended up passing away. And poor Rudy, he witnessed this whole thing. And then in 2014, Rudy's dad, who was a Houston police officer, committed suicide. And then in March of 2015, Rudy was scheduled to testify in a criminal case. So for only being 17 years old, he had experienced a lot of heartache and had been through a lot of hard situations. Because of this, he was suffering from depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder. He was taking medication to help try to cope with all of these horrible things that he had been through. There was a time too when Rudy attempted to take his own life. But let's go to the evening of March 6th of 2015. It was around 6 p.m. when Rudy went to go bring their two dogs for a walk. But Rudy's mom, Janie, said that he never returned home from this walk. But their two dogs did hours later, and both of their leashes were missing. So his mom goes ahead and reports him as a missing person. And when authorities are out searching for him, they end up finding his inhaler in an empty field where he walked their dogs often. But there still was no sign of Rudy or what happened to him. Authorities weren't sure if because he was going to have to testify in this criminal case, maybe he ran away, or maybe somebody did something to him. And over the last 8 years, authorities have continued to search for him. They have said that there is multiple tips that they have followed up on. One was in 2018 when a family member called the authorities and told them that Rudy was living behind a relative's home. But when they went to investigate, they could not find him. But so now, fast forward to June of 2023. Rudy would now be 25 years old, and after 8 years, the morning of June 29th of 2023, a call comes in to 911 around 10 a.m. They said that there was a man sleeping outside of a church at 76th Street in Houston, Texas. And when authorities arrived on the scene, they were shocked to find out that this was Rudolph Farias. He was said to be alive, but not in the best condition. He had bruises, scrapes, and burns all over him. And I'm not sure exactly what he had on him, but they were able to get into contact with his mom, Janie. His mom said that Rudy is receiving the care that he needs to overcome his trauma, but she said at this point he was nonverbal. And at that point, she told the news that that was all the information that they had at this time. But a woman that lives next door to Janie came forward. She said that they called Rudolph by the name Dolph, and that she was shocked to find out that he was a missing person. She told them over all of these years, he would come over to her house and hang out in her garage and chill with her, her cousin, and her son and daughter. Her cousin said that him and Rudy hung out all the time, that they laughed and had many good memories together, and that Rudy really hasn't been missing. He's been living with his mom this whole time, and that over the last few weeks, he hadn't come to their house in a while, which was odd because he was over there quite often. There was also another neighbor that was interviewed, but they wanted to stay anonymous because he feared for his safety. He said he was shocked to find out that someone over there was missing when they had seen him all the time. Rudy also had confided in these neighbors about the passing of his brother and how he was struggling with it. They could tell when he was thinking about his brother because instead of coming to hang out, he would go off in the woods and spend some time by himself. Then on Tuesday, July 4th of 2023, Janie was outside talking to a reporter. She was outside of their home and she said that she would speak with them, but she did not want to be on camera. She was asked about the claims, if this is true that Rudy really hadn't been missing, if he had just been living with her this whole time. Janie said no, that the person that they're thinking about is her nephew. That's who's been living with her all this time. That Rudy really has been missing. And Janie shared a picture of Rudy in the hospital that she said she took after bringing him there. Because instead of calling an ambulance, she decided to give him a ride to the hospital, which could seem suspicious. And I know ambulance rides can be very expensive, but at this point, if your son has been missing for all of these years and he's really beat up, I think I would worry about the cost of that after the fact. So she gives him a ride to the hospital and then takes this picture of him. But when these neighbors see this picture that she took in the hospital, they say that that's not Rudy, that's somebody else. And they just said that they're confused about why Janie made up that he's missing when he really hasn't been, that they know that they've been hanging out with Rudy for all of these years. So the Houston Police Department said that they're going to continue to investigate this situation. Rudy and his mom, Janie, were interviewed today, July 5th of 2023. And I'm just going to go ahead and say this is all alleged at this point. So they said they brought Rudy into a separate room so he could be interviewed without his mom there. That's when he told investigators that he did run away back in March of 2015, but he had come back 2 days after. And that he has been living with his mom this whole time. And that Janie had been drugging and sexually abusing him for the last 8 years. That he was hidden away from his family, and when he came back, she convinced him not to go to the police. But so far, that's all the updates. And I'm sure as I'm recording this, there's probably more information coming out, and I plan on following this case. I'm just so interested to see if he really has been missing this whole time, or if he really has been with his mom and she's been doing these horrible things to him. And I feel so bad if this really has been happening to him for all of these years, and that he hasn't just been able to live a normal life, and that he's been hidden away from his family and taken advantage of. It's so incredibly sad. But what do all of you think? Do you think that she really has been hiding him away and doing all this to him? But thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you'll comment, subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye.